The podcast avatar. Why you should have one. Assuming you are the head or vice president of marketing or a founder of a startup, you must have come across the terms like customer avatar, ideal customer profile, or customer persona at some point in your career. Maybe you created it or someone else created it for your company. Customer avatar is a concept that every marketer knows and uses. Now, what does customer avatar has anything to do with podcasting? It's simple. Just like you use your company's customer avatar while creating any marketing campaigns, you use your podcast avatar to decide what to podcast about. In this video, I will teach you how to create a podcast avatar for your business and how it can help you decide what episodes to produce, plus a bonus at the end. Let's go. Alright, welcome back. To be precise, a podcast avatar is your ideal listener. Just like your business targets a specific set of people, also known as your target market, your podcast should also target the same set of people. Most of B2B businesses target one or two specific customer avatars, and all their products, services, messaging, and marketing focuses on catering these avatars. Your podcast is no exception. You have to target your ideal listener and create episodes that cater to their needs. To create your podcast avatar, all you have to do is to take your existing customer avatar and add 4 podcast specific parameters. Those 4 parameters are: number 1, the topic they are interested in listening to. Number 2, their mood while listening to your podcast. Number 3, the time they can allocate. And number 4, how often they can allocate. Let's discuss these 4 parameters one by one using my own company's Podcast Buff's customer avatar. Alright, so here is our customer avatar. To give you a basic idea, our ideal customers are people in marketing, in roles of vice presidents, head of marketing, etc. Their age ranges from 35 to 40, usually married with an annual income of 175k. Their education is a bachelor's degree or sometimes master's too, and they are located in locations like San Francisco, New Jersey, etc. And their companies are in industries like technology, finance, and Fortune 500 companies. These persons' main focus is enterprise lead generation. Now, what kind of goals would a person like this have? Let's call him Robert. Well, there are 2. To build relationships with a target enterprise prospects and convert them into leads. To hit their quarterly goals and generate enough leads for their sales teams. Now, to hit their goals, what kind of challenges do they face? 2 challenges that I can think of. Number 1, figuring out the right strategies to build relationships with enterprise prospects. Number 2, executing those strategies. What are their pain points? Finding the right plan and a team to execute these strategies and generating results within the given budget and time. Now, let's say I found this person and pitched the idea of starting a podcast for their business. What kind of objections do I get? I can think of 3 again. 1, they might not know about the full potential of B2B podcasting, so they might assume that podcasting cannot help build relationships with their enterprise prospects, who are hard to reach. The second objection might be that podcasts cannot generate enough leads. The third might be the podcasting cannot produce the ROI they want. With all the information I have, I now know this person better. I know their goals, challenges, pain points, and potential objections. Now let's figure out the 4 podcast specific parameters for Robert. Remember him? Our ideal customer? Let's get to it. Parameter number 1, the topics they are interested in listening to. This is simple. One of the Robert's goal is generating enterprise leads. So he's obviously interested in success stories, case studies, methods, and educational information around generating enterprise leads. Parameter number 2, their mood while listening to your podcast. Robert and most of the people similar to his profile, vice president of marketing, are health oriented. They work out every day and are highly motivated and want to learn something new every day. There are some spots in their day, like at the gym, while driving to their offices, etc., while they might pop into listening to a podcast. Parameter number 3, the time that they can allocate to listen to your podcast. These people are very busy, right? They have to make sure they're on top of the marketing trends, news, and changes. So using the spots I have mentioned before to do all these means that they can't spend more than 30 minutes listening to a podcast. Parameter number 4, how often they can allocate. Trying this to the last parameter, they must check on many things during their spots. So assuming their frequency of listening is like twice a week. So with the customer avatar and the 4 parameters, here is what my podcast might look like. A podcast around 30 minutes of episodes released twice a week, talking about enterprise lead generation, interviews with other CMOs, marketing directors, and their success stories, failures, and journeys. Now, adding my niche of B2B podcasting, my podcast episodes will be a mix of enterprise lead generation plus B2B podcasting plus interviews. I hope this gives you an idea on how to create your very own podcast avatar and how to plan out your episodes to benefit your ideal listener. You are not restricted to these 4 parameters that I have mentioned in this video. They are just the starting points. Feel free to add in the business specific parameters of your business as you go in depth. Remember, the goal is to help your ideal customer. It's all about your customer, not you. Please feel free to use my own company's example. You can download the podcast avatar worksheet from the description below and use it to build yours. A quick tip, if you have multiple customer avatars, go ahead and create multiple podcasts targeting each unique customer avatar. Do not target 2 different customers with one podcast. Those things rarely work. Now, for the bonus, if you are not sure what to fill in those 4 podcast specific parameters, I can help you for free. Schedule a free session with me from the link in the description below, and I will take you through the process of filling those 4 parameters. This session is completely free and you will be not sold onto anything. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section below and I will personally reply to all of them. And like always, please like, share, subscribe to this channel and tap the bell icon. Thank you for watching.